Good morning, everybody. Welcome to this month's Business and Breakfast. Thank you for being here. With us today, we have Kylie Jenkin from Sparky Solution. Kylie Jenkin is owner at Sparky Solution. She has a passion for design and design and innovation. She founded Sparky Solution in 2017 in Glenwood Springs. She has 8+ years of working with clients and design. She specializes in web design, graphic design, and digital marketing.
Thank you.
This is a Zoom webinar. If you have any comments or questions for our panelists, feel free to use the chat. I will keep an eye on that. If you have any technical issues, you can message me on there as well, and I can help you the best I can. We also have a Q&A. If you have a question for Kylie, make sure you type it into the Q&A, and that question will be saved for us to come back at the end of the presentation. This is also being presented in English and Spanish. You will see an interpretation option at the bottom right of your Zoom functions. If you click on that gridded globe icon, it'll take you to the options to click on English or Spanish. Make sure you're in the channel you want to be in. If you're getting some interference, also make sure you mute original audio. If you need any help with these functions, feel free to message me on the chat. And with that, I will turn it over to Kylie, and I will stop sharing my screen. Kylie, we're all with you.
Thank you, Alex.
Thank you.
All right. Good morning, everybody. My name is Kylie, and I am the owner of Sparky Solution. I started Sparky Solution in 2017, and the purpose of our company is to help small businesses develop their branding, develop design assets, and connect with their customers online. So I'll go ahead and share my screen and tell you guys a little bit about how graphic design works and how you can use it for your business. All right. Design in business.
Muy bien. Diseño en negocios.
As Alex opened up, he mentioned a few of these notes about me. I've been working with clients for a little over 8 years, and I started out in graphic design, and then I moved into website design after I graduated college, and I've been working with clients ever since, just helping them with all aspects of their digital marketing. So let's get started. What is graphic design? So the purpose of graphic design is to communicate certain ideas and messages in a visual way. That's the official definition if you look it up. However,
Sin embargo,
mostly just a tool for branding, because your brand is the most important thing about communicating to your customers. And we'll get into the types of design. This is your brand identity is the first one, because it starts all with who your company is. Your logo design and all the aspects around your company that make your company special. Website design, these are just a few different types of design and specialties. And when you're working with designers, it's important to find somebody who specializes in the type of design you're looking for, especially if you're working on something that's specific, such as package design, or like some of these environmental design, illustration, website design. These are all very specific skills. So it's important to find somebody who has the experience in these things. Branding and how it relates to design. So back to branding. Why is branding important? Branding is important because it communicates the why about your business. There are many other aspects that you're going to answer in your advertising, such as who you're talking to, what's happening, what are you selling, when is it happening, if you're advertising an event or something like that, where it's happening. All of those things are important to communicate. And of course, they will be communicated when you design a flyer or whatever communications go out to your customers. However, the why is really the values behind your company. Why are you different? And why should people work with you?
¿Por qué es que la gente debería trabajar
Of your company? These are answers that could be can be answered with your mission statement and other descriptive content like that, but your brand, your tagline, your logo design, all of those things should reflect and make people feel that why when they see it and interact with your brand. So let's talk a little bit about the design process. As a business owner, you sometimes will be working with designers or even working independently on your own to design your own projects. And it's important to have a process. This is my process. I do several different steps when I'm preparing to create a design or any sort of campaign. There's always a process. So let's get started. The first step in the process would be identifying your objectives. So whatever your goal is for the project and aligning that with the goal for your business and making sure that your brand is communicated clearly in that objective. The next step would be research, looking at your competitors, where and how the advertising is going to take place. What would you like your design to look like? What do your competitors look like? And who are you trying to reach? All of these things need to be answered, and it needs to be clear when you're designing it. You can't always necessarily write these things out on your design. You have to communicate them in a visual way. Messaging, that's where your messaging comes in. So in regard to your brand, we mentioned the mission statement and your values and other supportive content around your brand. Your research is going to help you develop that messaging. And once you get some messaging started for your company, a lot of it gets a lot easier over time. You don't have to sit down and do as much brainstorming to come up with the messaging because you understand your brand, your values, and the message that you're trying to communicate. And once you have things like your mission statement, your tagline, and all of those types of things written out, you can kind of mix it up and play with those and work with them in every design you do going forward. So the fourth step is design. Even though this is the design process, it is later down the road before we actually get to start designing. And that's because you have to have a plan before you get started. So at this stage, this is where we get to the fun part of choosing the images, choosing the fonts, making it look pretty, and actually putting together your project. Platform. Okay, so after your design, we live in an age where there are many platforms for us to post on. Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, all of these different things. They all have different image sizes and requirements, and they even each have their own way of speaking. So when you post on Facebook, it's a different communication style than when you post on LinkedIn. Now that's because there's a different target audience, a different type of people, and a different expectation. So the platform stage is where you take your designs and your research, and then you put them together in formats that work for all of the different platforms that you plan to post on. Now, this can be different for everyone. Everyone will have their own platforms depending on their type of business and who their customers are. So you'll have to think about what is the best platform for you. Analytics. Okay, this is a step that many people skip because it's not as fun and it sometimes gets forgotten about. But it's important to track your work. So tracking your marketing using analytics. There are different ways to do this. Some people use Google Analytics. You can put tracking phone numbers on your ads, for example. Some people will get a tracking phone number and put it on, like, for example, you would put it on your truck wrap. That way you know how many calls you're getting from the trucks that you put out. Or you put it on a flyer campaign for a particular event. That way you know how well the flyer is performing. You can also use custom tracking links. So when people go to your website, they land on a landing page, and that allows you to track the number of people you're capturing for your particular campaign. All right, so tools for design. as a business owner, I know that you want to be able to do things on your own. It is not always easy to go and hire someone because you need it done now, or sometimes you just want it done quickly and easily and not have to pay someone. So here's a couple tools that small business owners can use to create their own designs. So Canva can easily, they have templates and you can design your own little like social media graphics, all kinds of little ads. Be Funky is a photo editor that allows you to apply effects and edit photos. And Adobe Spark, I really appreciate using Adobe Spark. I enjoy it. It allows you to make, it comes with templates as well, just like Canva. It's real easy and it's an online program by Adobe. You can log in and make a quick Facebook social media video. Like they have templates for everything. It's really quick. I like Adobe Spark a lot. I'd recommend it. I actually use it for myself, even though it's just a quick little thing when I just need to put together a quick little ad or something. It's just faster and easier to do it in Adobe Spark than it is for me to do a full-on custom ad sometimes. So there are times though when it does provide value for you to hire a designer, depending on your project, especially larger projects, or as we mentioned earlier, a specialized project. So if you have a print project that has very special needs, like it's like a truck wrap, for example, that is very specific in the template that's used, or something like branding, you'll want to find somebody who has experience because, I mean, you could be a designer. I'm not going to say that you won't be excellent at designing your own brand or designing your own advertising. However, professional designers have spent the time and taken the time to educate themselves about composition and all things design. So it makes it easy for them to produce new, fresh ideas quickly for you. So it allows you to get more ideas more quickly. And you often save money and time because they know the steps and how to quickly execute those without errors or having to go back and make changes. You'll also get a more professional look. And research has shown that 38% of users cease using websites when the content or layout is not pleasant to them. So it is really important if you want the visitors you receive on your website or any eyes you receive on your business to convert into customers, that your brand is communicating values that are important to your company, and also that it looks good and makes them feel good. Okay, so just a quick overview. What is graphic design? Graphic design communicates ideas or messages in a visual way, often using digital tools. In this day and age, it's very often using digital tools, although we do sometimes scan in photos and custom hand draw things. There's no rules here. Types of design. Just remember to find a designer when you're working who has worked on projects that you're asking them to work on. Brand development. So remember, always think of the why. Why are we doing this? Why does our company exist? What problems are we solving for people? And when you're thinking of that, that's how you can develop your messaging around the imagery and all the things that you're putting together for your advertising. The why is really the key. Design process. So when you're in the process of designing your advertisement or any sort of marketing components, make sure to keep your main business objective in mind. Don't lose sight of that, and don't lose sight of your why, your messaging. Build a research plan. Look at your competitors, who they are, who they're marketing to, and what does their ads look like. Your ads don't have to look like your competitors. Often it's good that they don't, but sometimes depending on your industry, it's important to have a similar style because people are used to a certain level of things in a certain industry. So if you think of a lawyer company or an accountant, it's typically very structured and professional looking. So you don't want to be all wild and funky if you're a lawyer, unless you're really strong with your messaging and values. But like I said, it's your brand. You can do whatever you want with your brand. I just would recommend you do some research on the industry for the best effect. Messaging. So your messaging, we just touched on that again. It is very important to develop your messaging around your brand. So it's not just about what you're doing. The ad is not just about where people are going to go and what they're going to do and what you want them to buy. Because people are presented with ideas of what they should do all the time. Ads are constantly asking people to do things. Buy this, click here, contact us. The real meat of it is, why are they going to do that? Why do you connect with them? Why do they connect with you, and what makes you different so that they should choose you as a business? Okay. So in your design, just keep all of that in mind and design for your platform, and use imagery that would reflect the target audience you're designing for. In regard to the platform, some of the tools I mentioned, such as Canva and Adobe Spark, they have templates for social media and for other platforms and designs and things that you can put together, like little video ads or like poster designs, things like that. They have templates and things to allow you to choose for your platform that can help with the sizing and just make it a little easier for presenting for your particular platform. In regard to analytics, this is not the easiest part. However, if you have a chance to do analytics or do any sort of tracking, even if it's not officially using Google Analytics or a tracking phone number, even if you just keep a tally of how many people you're getting calls from that reflect off of a certain ad or a certain campaign, just to track how effective your advertisement has been, that's a win. If you can track that, then the next year or the next month, when you go to do a similar campaign, you'll know how good you're doing, and you'll be able to look at other factors then outside of just your design, such as, you know, competitors, seasons, and other things that affect your customers' buying potential. So if more people are buying in spring than they were in winter, you know, you may have something going on with what people are doing with their time during that season. Of course, it depends on your industry, but you know what I'm saying. If you have the numbers for how well your last ad did, it will give you a baseline to track your next ad. And then you can begin to look at other factors to determine, why are people choosing me or not choosing me? Why is this reaching people or not reaching people? Okay, so if you decide to hire a designer, there are a few reasons that can be helpful for you. It can save you time because designers tend to be fast and skilled at what they do, and save you money because you won't have to spend all of your time that you would normally spend making money doing designs, where somebody else could do it quickly and easily for you, and you'll get a better value from somebody who knows what they're doing. For a customized design, it's very important to find somebody who is skilled at what they're doing in the particular field of design you're looking for. And you'll, of course, get a professional look working with a professional. So that's working with a designer, and that's how you design an ad effectively. And I hope that you guys enjoyed the presentation, and if you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them now.
Thank you, Kylie. And if you do have any questions, please feel free to use either the chat or the Q&A. Okay, I don't see any questions. I think it's because you explained everything so clearly. It was great to see. Thank you, Kylie.
Thank you.
Would you like to tell us a little bit about your history in Glenwood Springs, how you started your business,
Sure.
and how it
Yeah.
evolved into what it is now?
Definitely. Yeah. So, well, I grew up in Glenwood Springs. I was born in California, and then my parents moved there when I was a baby, and I lived there until about the age of 13. And then I moved to North Carolina with my father, and I went to college and high school in North Carolina. That's where I graduated. And so I kind of started freelancing in North Carolina, but I moved back to Glenwood in 2017, and that's where I started Sparky Solution. And I've just been working digitally with clients since then through Sparky Solution. My background, I talked a little bit about it. It started out in graphic design, but I have a heavy focus on branding. And after I graduated college, I got into website design. So that's my heavy skill set, is branding and website design.
Okay, excellent. Well, if there's no questions, we can go ahead and say goodbye. Thank you so much, Kylie. Could you share again how people can reach out to you if they have any marketing web
Of
design
course.
questions?
Yes. My phone number is 970-930-6999. And if you'd like to reach me, you can go to our website at sparkysolution.com. You can also reach me at Kylie at sparkycorp.com. I'll put that in the chat for everybody. That's KYLIE at SPARKYCORP.com. And I'll put my phone number in there too if people wanted to save it. I really appreciate the opportunity to present today. Thank you.
All right, thank you, and thank you, everybody. This will be recorded and it'll be posted on the Garfield Libraries YouTube and Facebook for you to share. We'll see you next time. Thank you again, Teresa and Dea, our translators, our interpreters for today. And thank you so much again, Kylie. Have a wonderful day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.